N. This program is furnished by AMP2TV.Square.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. AMP2.TV presents Tell Us Your Business, where you're invited on the air to tell us what makes your business stand out in the community. It's important we hear from you to tell us all we need to know about what you do best. Tell Us Your Business uses the latest radio and television production systems, and all shows can be seen on AMP2.TV. If you have a question for our guest, call 888-565-1470. Now, let's get ready as our guest hits the airwaves and informs us about what we need to know on Tell Us Your Business.
Welcome to Launch Your Business with Lucky. Today, I don't even know what day is today, and it's like night. It's 7:30. So this is like the second part with DJ Fercho. And let me correct myself because I have say DJ Ortiz. Even I posted something, and I'm like, DJ Ortiz to the rescue. And because DJ Ortiz, okay, DJ Fercho came to the rescue in like two of the shows, one in Fuego and one here in the radio station. So good night, everybody, and welcome. So here I have part number 2 with DJ Fercho.
Hello, Lucky.
Hello, how are
This is
you?
my second lucky day. I have a commitment with you. So
Okay.
you say DJ Ortiz.
Sí.
So to make it simple, why do you call me Papi Ortiz? You know who Papi Ortiz is, right? So anyway, just because we are family now. The second time is like, I took care of you.
This is
first
the
time-
third time we're having a
Third time, right?
conversation, and so I will call you DJ Fercho.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
What is the name? And I want to mention, like, okay, DJ Fercho at me in Facebook, and
Well,
what
my
is
name is Fernando Ortiz. And
Fernando
actually, My
Ortiz.
complete name is Luis Fernando Ortiz
Okay.
Flores. But they always call me Fernando. They never call me Luis. So Fernando.
Fernando.
So my brothers, sisters, friends, school, they always, instead of saying Fernando, the complete name, they call me Fercho. Because that's the short
Ferch.
version of Fernando.
I
Ferch.
didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like, why do they call you Lucky? Do we want to know? What is your name?
Yeah, so Lucky is my nickname.
Okay.
So I'm Lucky Aguirre. My nickname is Lucky. My name
Uh-huh.
in my birth certificate is Lucrecia.
There it goes. You see, so Lucrecia.
Lucrecia.
That's nice. Uh-huh.
My stepdad who raised me, and it is my dad. He's now in heaven, or I don't know, maybe I don't know where he's at. But he
He's behind the curtain.
he might be here.
Yeah,
He
maybe
might be
behind the
here.
curtain.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. I love that guy. So he might be always hanging out with me. So he said that I gave him good luck. I gave him blessings that since he met my mom, and he just, like, when he saw me, like, he just felt this connection, like, this is my daughter, and that his life changed completely.
Fantastic.
And he said, no. Her nickname, and he asked my mom, can I call her Lucky? But in Spanish, we pronounce things how we see it.
Right.
In the prior show, we were talking about, our English and sometimes how we try to pronounce. So in Spanish, Lucky, it says Lucky. Lucky. And that's my nickname. I like it so much. I am a mortgage lender. I'm with Cardinal, as you know, and even I registered Lucky in my license. So I'm using Lucky for business because that's my name. That's my name now.
Okay, so that's a branding already. That's
My
your brand.
branding,
Okay.
and that's my dad.
Okay,
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
So what we can do is, they can call us, you can take
Lucky
now
and
they can call you
Ferchi.
Lucy. So we can call you Lucy Enrique or Ricky and Lucy. You know,
Lucky. Don't change it to Lucy.
we can ask Freddie. He can come out with all these
Lucky
ideas.
and Ferchi.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there you go. Lucky Ferchi. That's
Yeah,
good.
so I haven't had a chance to look at your page in Facebook. I love Facebook. I love social media.
Correct.
In other shows in Spanish or English, we have talked about social media and marketing and branding. You said it. Right now you said, "Oh, that's your branding." Yes,
Right.
and I haven't looked at your page, but I will. I think that
Promise?
social media connects. Not tonight.
Okay.
But I will
It's junk.
but I will I will look
Okay.
I will look the page. I think it's a great connection. And then I will see it's Fercho Entérate.
DJ First Show. And what
Okay.
happened is then when I started with the Fuego,
Tell me.
2 years ago, we have a producer, and I said, why don't we do segments in
Okay.
the Fuego? So it's not just an open. So we do segments. One can be music, and the other one, I want to do something, and he came out with a horn, like a horn, when you go in the field, like college football. And
Oh,
I said,
okay.
Call it Entérate. What is Entérate? Entérate is
Oh.
like, be aware of.
Or
You know,
find
so-
out.
So delay us.
Entérate.
So entérate, like be aware of it. Delay us or delay us. So that's why I continue with this. I carry on into entérate.
That's
And it's
good.
like, be aware of it. So we want to bring the most current one with some a little bit of salsita and a little bit of flour.
So you
and
want
stuff.
to like inform the community or keep
Yes.
them updated. You know,
Correct.
like people want to know what's going on.
Correct.
And then also, of course, with music, that's like
yeah. Oh, yeah.
it's your passion. We have definitely we know that now.
Yeah, I have some contributors. One of the ladies comes from Buenos Aires, Argentina. She's in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Okay.
And she represented Argentina for Miss Universe.
Oh,
Her name
nice.
is Jessica, and she gives a little bit of fashion. She did a lot of pieces there because she looks a lot like Marilyn Monroe. So
Okay.
that's kind of like what she drives for. So she gives a lot of pieces to women, what kind of lipstick to wear. She has an academy in Buenos Aires
Oh,
for
nice.
girls that are 8, 9,
I
10,
like the
11 for
lipstick
Marilyn.
conversation.
Maryland. So it's like Fernando Fercho, I want to go to the United States. I want to go to Florida. I want to do this.
Okay.
So she likes that stuff. And I have another one that I just mentioned is Cachita TV. And he or she is Cachita. Unbelievable because it's a friend I met about 3 years ago. And he takes over the role of a woman that is all chismes. Like the stuff,
Okay,
like
okay.
gossiping.
So yeah, gossip.
Gossip
Yeah, in English.
about
So
the red carpet. The red carpet
so
gossiping.
mainly about celebrities.
Oh yeah.
and-
How cheesy is it? So
Okay.
It-
Okay.
it's
So it's
funny.
her perception of that's great.
yeah.
That's great. That's
and then
great.
from the sports point of view, I talk a little bit about the sports here in the United States, of course, because these
Okay.
are home base. So and the other thing that I want to bring is, it's funny that you mentioned the Latin community. You're Latin.
Yes.
I'm Latin.
See.
The Sun Sentinel this weekend had a piece, and it says the Latin community in Palm Beach County has 24% of the population in Palm Beach County is Latin. It can be Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Colombia,
any-
Venezuela, Peru, wherever it may be.
Anyone
Costa
from
Rica.
the-
24%. You know what that means for our abilities or what we do? We need to go there to the Latin community and say, hey, we're here to serve you in any way.
Exactly. We're here
Entérate. Be
to-
aware of it.
to help you, to
Yeah.
provide information and so on. That's amazing. Yeah, I had Mayor Green Acres in one of the Fuego shows, and he mentioned that was part of the last census.
Mm-hmm.
That they, of course, that's how they quantify or how they can see in paper.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that everybody answered the census. Remember, it was 2020 that
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they insisted and they extended the time and they
Mm-hmm.
sent the documents and so on. So in that year, they discovered that the Latinos or Spanish-speaking community is number 2 growing.
Correct.
I believe is the number 2 community growing in the Palm Beach County.
Yeah, it
So
is
that can
something.
bring a lot of changes for the county and definitely the need that.
Yeah, for the county and for the state. Sometimes when people look at the Latin community, no matter where they come from, they say, oh, I come from Colombia. They say, wow, what kind of business are you bringing into the United States? If it comes from Mexico, we are not just the avocados or the onions or the tomatoes or the drugs.
It can be anything.
Anything. I mean, and that's what we are recognized by. So, for example, another piece is Colombia is the second country in the world, in the entire world,
Okay.
then exports flowers. And they come from
Yes.
Bogota, Colombia,
Yeah.
So the flowers, any roses, then you go to Publix, or sometimes you see the people on the street in the corner, all those
Yes.
flowers come from Colombia, South America.
Where are you from, DJ?
Bogota,
Bogota.
Colombia, yeah, the
Okay,
capital
okay.
of Colombia. So
Yes, definitely. I have heard through other like business owners or like self-employed individuals. I have talked many times about the Colombian flowers.
oh yeah,
I love flowers. So definitely, it's a nice import that we have here from the country.
and the talent. I mean, let's talk about music. My favorite subject.
Yes,
I mean,
that-
give me a name. I mean, you go from Jennifer Lopez to Shakira,
Yes.
look at it Con Calma,
Yeah.
all that music then comes like Ricky Martin. All this is a Latin Latin base. So I know Jennifer Lopez is Jennifer Lopez from New York.
Yeah.
She was a neighbor from our buddy here, but anyway, but it's the Latin rhythms. And when
Yeah.
you hear music today, they're trying to bring that Latin. There is a new movie. I don't know if you have an opportunity to see it
Which
from
one?
Disney. It's called Encanto.
Yes, my of course I watched it. My daughter said, "Mom, there's a movie we have to watch."
Yeah.
So we did the Disney thing.
The whole
and
thing,
got the movie.
the whole thing, and there was a Disney movie before that. I don't remember the name. There was about a Mexican,
Uh-huh.
and this one is the Encanto is all about Colombian with the
Yes.
accordion, with music, with Carlos Vives, who is an accordionist, and magnificent music,
I
and it
have
shows the
to,
mountains.
I have to be honest, right? Like I have to update myself more with the music and some of the countries. But yes, interesting that my daughter, through one of the social media platforms, she saw a video, like
Mm-hmm.
those short videos, and she said, "Mom, we have to watch Encanto." I think it's a great movie, and it has amazing music. And so we did, and it was
It has a nice
great
story
time.
as well.
So it has
Like
a great
Disney.
story,
Yeah.
and it has the music and all that. So what? How many years have you been?
Well, I
Have you
came
been
from
here in Florida?
Colombia. I graduated with my bachelor's, and a professor said, "Listen, if you have an opportunity to go to the United States, do it." So my father was an editor for a newspaper in Bogota.
Okay.
So through him, I got the visa, and I came through Central America, with my guitar, because I always like music, with a couple of buddies, and I say, this is going to be an adventure. We had to make it. I'm making it to Boston, Massachusetts. He was going to make it to New York, and she was going to make it to Texas. So we came. It took us 3 months to get to the United States. I arrived in Boston.
Wow.
And he went to New York, and she arrived in Texas. So it was 42 years ago. I've been in the
Wow.
United States for 42
I'm not gonna
years.
do the math, but yes.
And then, no, it's okay. Yeah. I stayed 13 years in Boston, Massachusetts. I work in radio there
Okay.
with the community for all the Cuban and Dominican and
Okay.
the Puerto Rican
Puerto
community.
Ricans,
Not too many
yes.
Colombians at that time
Okay.
in Boston. And it reached all the way to New Hampshire, Vermont. The station reached that far. But anyway, so after I have my son, he developed some problems with his breathing, his
Oh.
asthma, and the doctor said, just leave Boston.
Tropical?
Tropical. So I came to Florida,
Tropical.
Boca Raton.
Yeah.
And I've been here for 42 years.
So definitely, Florida. Other than the weather is a little bit like Puerto Rico. Not today.
No.
Not today, because I have to wear pants. I have to wear a scarf. I have to wear a jacket. That
I noticed.
is too much work
It
for
took
me.
you 10 minutes to start to, I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to take
Yeah,
this
so I
off, and
got
I'm
to
going
the
to take
studio,
this off.
and it's like, I need to take my clothes. I need to take
Yeah,
the
I know.
scarf off, the jacket off, and so on. Definitely. So
Looking great.
not today. Thank you. Thank you so much. So not today. Today's not the
Uh-huh.
Puerto Rican weather, but normally Florida reminds me of home. The beach,
Summertime.
the
yeah, yeah.
summertime. Puerto
Yeah.
Rico is summer
Yeah.
all around the year. Florida almost the whole year, but like I said, not today.
I have Puerto Rico in my heart because back when I was involved in business,
You fall
I
in love
opened
with a
business
Puerto
there.
Rican?
Yeah. No, well, still do, but anyway, so I was in business, and I brought some outpatient diagnostic centers there. So I was
Okay.
talking to the American Cancer Society there in San Juan, and then we
Yeah.
opened a business in Isabela, which is by Mayagüez. So
Yes.
I have an opportunity to go to Ponce. I mean, travel like 25 times there, and fantastic people. It's fantastic. La Cruz Roja, La Cruz Verde, all the insurances companies and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
definitely. It's a sweet, beautiful island.
Uh-huh.
But other than the weather, Florida, also the other part that I love where we are is that I have met people from different countries, from different states of the United States, from different countries, Europe, London, and so on. So I love that. Because it's we're a mix, and we can learn from
Yep.
each other. This is like my third conversation with you, and third opportunity of having a conversation with you, and we keep getting to know each other, and,
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's
we
like
will.
part of the connecting with
Absolutely,
South
yeah.
Florida,
I agree.
meeting people, Colombia, like I said, London, from other states.
Yeah. I took a trip recently in October. I went to
Where you
Greece, Croatia, and Italy.
Okay.
And in Croatia, we talk and we talk to people.
Yeah, you talk a lot.
I found myself asking when I saw, thank you for noticing anyways, but we have that in common, right? That's nice. I found myself, right as I saw the Vatican, there was some group there. So I began to tell them to play this song. So they say, "Oh, where are you from?" I say, they say, "We are from Colombia." And we began
Oh, that's
outside the
amazing.
restaurant.
Yes.
They were entertaining people. So all of a sudden, the three of us are playing music and singing, and the crowd is going crazy. So the crowd is going crazy. And the same thing in the plaza, in the Vatican. It's like,
But how amazing that you go to, you're in a trip, you're in Italy, and there are other people from your
Yeah.
country, and you connect, and you have an amazing time. I don't
unbelievable.
know. I haven't heard your canto yet, so I don't know if you can sing or not.
Me? No, I can sing. It depends, So, did you ask me about wine earlier? So, may I have it now, please?
You might need wine.
Yeah, may.
you
So
may
my voice
need.
can be clearer.
Right. Right, but how interesting is like here and then, or you mentioned in Italy. I went to Italy. I haven't visited Greek or Croatia. I haven't visited those countries yet. Definitely, I want to go back to travel when it's a little I don't know what is normal anymore, but it's in my plans to go and visit and get to know. But even here in South Florida, how we have so many people, so many business owners from many countries or many backgrounds, or some people were born here in another state, but their families are from somewhere else. And
it's
how
true.
interesting that culture, they're here, right? And they can be here, they were born here, but they follow their parents or their grandparents traditions.
Yeah, and the great thing about this, Lucky, is then the show that you have here, Launch Your Business with Lucky. A lot of businesses are looking how to get to the Latin, the Spanish, to the Hispanic
to the
culture.
Spanish,
Because they have a
yes.
great concept. But they say, we need to capture that culture. So what do we need to do to
Or
capture
some
it?
businesses want to be connected with organizations or us here that we can market to everybody. So we can market to the Spanish community, we
Correct.
can market to English, and AMP have professionals that speak other language, right? The Portuguese, I don't know how to pronounce it, Portuguese, or
Portuguese,
what
yeah.
other language we have. But there's many other professionals that also can connect. So definitely, right?
Yeah, the beauty
we
about
can
it-
do that mix of the Spanish and the English.
Yeah, the beauty of the Latin language is that it captures, you go to Europe, Spain, but then you take all South and Central America. We're talking about 20 countries. So
And
when you have
then
people
with
here,
the Latinos, you go, I guess in English too, because I don't care anymore. Like I just say what I said and I try to talk slowly. But before I did care about pronouncing correctly, I care, but it's just like I'm not afraid.
no, because it
I'm not
sounds sexy.
afraid.
I'm looking at you and I'm listening. I said, that's the
So
best
it's
part.
the Spanish accent, right? But for people to be connected,
Yeah.
right, and business owners to market to anyone that maybe the language is not a factor, so we can connect them with the communities, even if they speak English or they speak Spanish. What I was gonna go with the Spanish was sometimes the Latinos we're not the best friends sometimes, and we're like, oh, who speaks Spanish better?
It's true. Amongst like Puerto Ricans, I don't like the way they talk, or the Cubans, or the Mexicans, or the Colombians, or the
Yeah,
Venezuelans,
yeah.
or the one from Argentina. No, we
I
pick on
have
each other.
Yes, we
Yeah,
do.
yes.
But I focus on the fun, like in learning,
Mm-hmm.
because I have learned from you and like other people from Colombia, from Mexico have learned the slang or
Mm-hmm.
the little words, what they mean with that. For me, it's fun to get to
Yeah,
learn
it is. It
and
is
get
fun.
to know.
And we have to
Get
be
know.
careful to make sure that we, in this business, the broadcasting communication, we are very careful because, for example,
were we with the
With some of the
exactly
words.
with what word we use, what
Yeah.
words that for me are good and for you like are bad.
yeah,
words.
I have an opportunity to do a temporary show in the morning in West Palm Beach
Okay.
with a Mexican radio station.
Okay.
So I was
What
in,
were you
and I was in charge of doing some of the comedian jokes, the word of the day. So I came up with a joke, and the joke says el palo. For
The
you, what
joke?
is el palo? You know, like a funny thing, like a something.
like a joke. Yeah, you were joking.
Yeah, I was joking. So the joke
El
was something
palo.
about palo. What is el palo for you in Spanish?
Like a stick. or
Exactly, like a baseball palo. Pégale duro con el palo.
Yeah,
or when
yeah.
your mother was chasing you because you were bad girl, she's chasing you with a palo, right? So then, the program director says, Fernando, don't say that word anymore because el palo means something else. So you have to be careful. Like, for example, boletas. What is boleta for you?
Boletas, I have learned now, is a ticket.
Ticket.
It's a
right.
ticket.
But in the Mexican community, boleta is almost like something that you pay somebody to do something bad.
Oh,
So, like,
wow.
you're paying
like
under the
something
table.
illegal or a
Exactly.
crime. Yes.
So it depends. I mean, I love the languages to learn all these things. So
Yes.
when we are going to say boleta, for example, I say boleta, ticket, whatever you want to do, el boleto.
It's better to use the English word ticket.
Yeah, and get a ticket. And there's nothing you want to mix the English or you don't know the Spanish, but you want to cover. So that's what it is. So we in the communication business have to be aware of it.
Very careful. We're here to help anyone. At least I speak Spanish and kind of English. No, I speak English.
I say the same thing.
I grew up in Puerto Rico. I went to college in Puerto Rico, and all the books were in English in college. So I always was able to read the language, understand. But when I moved here, it was to speak.
Okay.
So I understand. But going in a serious note, kind of a serious note, just like, we're here to help anyone. At least for me, I can help someone speak Spanish, someone who speak English. They want to grow their business, if they want to learn more. If you have ideas, because I'm always looking to learn. I'm always, if it's a coaching or training, how to do better. Here we had talked about launching your business, and for example, me that I do mortgage, I have to look at my numbers and my activities every month. So my year, is like 1 month, 30 days, 30 days, and so on. So we're here to help. So anybody who have any questions or any ideas, feel free to call. You can call to 888-565-1470. You can call my cell phone 561-454-8444. DJ, what advice you have today for a business owner that maybe wants to market to the Spanish community?
Yeah, but we have to be aware. There's a lot of people coming from Brazil, Latin America, and sometimes they come. They know the laws, they know the rules in those countries.
In their country.
Now you're here in the United States. Sometimes they have the way to pay for things. But remember last time on the previous episode we talked about taxes.
Yes.
And the laws, the different laws. You've been here for a long time. So you know the do's and don'ts. So sometimes it's important because surprises are bad for you, especially if you are doing something wrong. Don't surprise the person with it. Just put them in front of them and says, listen, you are going to do this business. These are the things that you are allowed to do.
Exactly.
This and this and this and this and this. If they want to do the wrong thing, say, yeah, I don't think so. It's not that it's right or wrong. It's just that we don't do it here this way. So
we focus in, of course, it's guiding. People come from other countries, and it's very important to learn the rules, the regulations, the license, taxes, and all that. I think that's number one.
Right, and then you can consult with people that are experts in the field, whatever it may be. So take your idea and let us help you by placing it out there, and then we guide you, or you can guide them through your business and say, this is what you need to do, and hire the appropriate people to make sure that we do the right thing.
Exactly.
Because it's good to do it that way. Don't get into the bad habits. I remember.
That's why it's good to always, if, like you said, finding the expert. So if I'm going to do my business income tax, I want a person that does taxes, that have the experience to do business income tax. So it's very important that they have the experience, and I want to do it right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And by that, you means you recognize when are they due. A lot of people come say, oh, no, the taxes are due April 15. However, I'm going to do an extension. What do you mean do an extension? Yeah, I will file by August 15. Did you file by April 15 the extension? So it's a lot of stuff that you need to be aware of it.
Even if it's just one person, like it's just one person just doing everything, maybe just someone who started. You need to get some, if it's tax expert, and making sure that you follow the regulations, and find out, like you mentioned the last time too, get information about the type of business and the regulation for that type of business, because depending on what business, there's going to be different things.
Yep.
So we have to make sure that, you have to you want to and you have to follow the regulations and follow be in compliance. A mortgage, that is my daily activity. Compliance is number one, you know, and I have
Absolutely.
mentioned that definitely. So that's very important, very important. And then also, a lot of people called in a question that they have. There's many articles that the challenge number one that business owners have is, you know, to grow the prospect, grow their, you know, their leads. Some people call it, you know, clients, but first it's lead, because you have a phone call, you don't know if that's going to be your customer or not. A lot of times you give consultation, or a lot of times you kind of have a conversation, right? Like in my business, I might have a conversation with somebody trying to find out where they are. That might not be a person who's going to apply for a mortgage at this moment, but just having that conversation and then trying to find out if the best thing for them right now is to apply or not.
And that's part of the relationship that you need to build with the customers, is
Okay,
identifying
good.
what they're, the
building relationship with the customers.
The trust. You know, when you build a relationship, like everything else, you know, marriage, friendship, if you trust that person, you build a relationship, then you can close your eyes and say, take it away.
Exactly. A lot of people, it's true. A lot of people are going to use your services or use your business if they trust you. So trusting, like you said, building a relationship with that person, definitely. And if it's a business that has different employees, make sure that you train everybody to having that customer service and that, you know, the relationship with others.
I learned many years ago, then it's nothing wrong by saying no. I don't know. I don't have an answer.
Yes.
And
Understand. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have an answer. And always remember, then out there, no matter what you know, it's always out there is somebody that knows more than you do. So, you know, always,
Yes.
no matter what. So you have to keep that in mind. So
that's a good one. Definitely. It's always somebody who might have more information, or they have more experience, or maybe they had an opportunity to. I think we learn a lot by experience. Of course, the education, the license, and all that are needed for some type of business, but having that experience. So, DJ Fercho, thank you for hanging out here with me.
Anytime. I love what you are doing. Honestly, I love what you're doing. Launch your business with Lucky.
Lucky, or you can call me Lucky.
Lucky.
Thank you for being here with me tonight. Thank you everybody for listening, or if you're watching this video, that I'm gonna make sure I share in La Chismosa. That's Facebook. And thank you for being here with me. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, 561-454-8444. Have an amazing night, and I'll see you soon.
Excellent.
Bye.
This has been Tell Us Your Business, where a special guest comes on every week and tells us what they do. All shows can be seen on amp2.tv, and if you wish to be a guest, call 866-224-5422 and tell us about your business. That's 866-224-5422. This has been an amp2.tv production.